Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm sitting taller than all of you, too.
Perfect. Yeah.
I'm towering over
That's how it
the
should
room.
be. Let's be real.
It's rare for me.
Levi, can you go
You should
under?
tower.
We got a cable soup, spaghetti.
Welcome to the Stnic House.
We got a
Cable
spaghetti table.
soups are always active.
I need to play the intro music.
Okay.
Ready?
Great.
I'm gonna have to fix that in post. Do you hear that little glitch?
Yeah. Wait, yeah. I did.
Unacceptable. But the listeners won't hear it because I'll have fixed it in post.
It's cool. I love this song.
Welcome to iHearIC Radio. This is a monthly show checking in with creative individuals, creative collectives, people who do stuff in Iowa City and the surrounding area. Mostly it's a music show, and today it will be a music show. You guys make music, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the 143rd episode of this show.
Ooh.
Welcome to
That's awesome. Thanks so much for
the
having us.
milestone 143, a nice round number. Today we are joined by the band Stnic, which is spelled... Is it all lowercase?
It's satanic, but without the A's.
with no A's. Do you spell it with all lowercase?
No, we just spell it with a capital S.
Okay.
And then all the rest lowercase.
Like a proper noun.
Yeah. Yes, we are a title.
Stnic, proper noun. Capitalize the S, Saint Nick. Yeah, so I've known all of you in different contexts, but I was introduced to you as a group when you played a live set at the Angler where I work as part of Free Week. And leading up to that, I was reading the artist bios for that show, and your artist bio did mention the satanic thing. Everyone was kind of unclear as to how the band name was supposed to be pronounced, but it is Saint Nick, right? That's the intention.
Yeah. It's been difficult.
Yeah.
This choice that I've kind of made and told them that we're going to do.
So Pat, you dictated the band name to the rest of the group.
I didn't even myself. I channeled the spirit that told me it was this, and I'm just the vessel for these ideas.
Okay, you were telling me before we started that your house is haunted.
Mm-hmm.
Is it one of your home ghosts who you channel for this creative
Yeah.
process?
I mean, I also it might sound wild, but I sometimes consider myself a ghost.
Oh,
Yeah.
what makes you feel that way?
Well, I don't know. I feel like it's hard to explain.
Well, maybe we'll check back in on that in a bit. Rather than force you to explain it right now, I'll give you some time to kind of formulate your thoughts on that subject.
Thanks.
All right. I did want to sort of go over who's in the band and what your roles are. So we already kind of covered Pat is the ghost who dictates all of his decisions.
Who just shares the choices that have been made by the higher.
Right. Okay. Sorry, I shouldn't.
Right.
It's not you.
Yeah.
It's not your agency.
Stnic is just a
You're
group.
more communicating the decisions.
Yeah, we just translate. What
Gotcha.
the spirits
Gotcha.
provide.
Okay, and then let's go counterclockwise. Jordan, what's your role in the band?
Yeah, I play voice
Yeah.
and a little bass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but no. So there's one. We have a tape out that I have some bass playing on. But
Gotcha.
otherwise,
Yeah.
only voice. So I just read and I try to match some words and some voice to
So
this whole thing.
I know that you write.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're reading things that you wrote ahead of time.
Yeah.
Are you also riffing a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. I'm just kind
That's what I
of,
thought.
sometimes there's a jumble of words there, and I'm kind of picking them out in front of me. And,
Oh, okay.
yeah, a little bit.
So
yeah.
like stuff, sometimes it's stuff that you wrote, but not in order.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have
Oftentimes,
stuff on
yeah.
a page that you'd pick out in
Yeah.
the moment.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like partially prepared, partially intuitive.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I get to play that instrument.
Right.
With everybody else. So
Yeah, good. It's a good approach. Levi, what's your role in this? Is band? Do you like the term band or group?
More
or
of a multimedia
experience.
Yeah, like the Blue Man Group.
Like that.
Have you ever seen the Blue Man Group?
I have.
On live?
I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we like them, Levi?
Yeah, we're just like them.
Yeah, there's a lot of like throwing toilet paper into the crowd and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Anyway, back to the question. What's your role in the band, Levi?
I play, well, we say it's acoustics. I play acoustics. But mostly it's percussion, sometimes banjo, piano. On one of the seasons it was mostly piano.
Yeah.
So kind of whatever, but it's, Pat's got the electronics and I've got the acoustics.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean piano is also a percussion instrument.
True.
I love it when people get really serious about that. Well, the hammers are striking the strings, so it is actually a percussion instrument.
Yes. iHearIC.
Yeah. The show is all about pretension. Yeah. Charlotte, what is your role in Saint Nick?
I am new to the group.
The newest member.
Yeah. After the show, you saw us.
Yeah.
We talk over pizza. I guess that's what they do.
So you were like a guest on that show.
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
That's why I was in the second half. But
Right.
she's good enough. I guess we'll take her.
She's incredible.
Thank you.
That was sort of your audition, was that show?
I didn't know that.
It was 100%
It was
the audition.
secret, I guess. But I play saxophone.
Yes.
Sometimes acoustically, sometimes with pedal.
Yeah.
Just what I feel.
I was
guess.
excited to see you play with pedals at that show because I hadn't seen you do that before.
It's new for me too.
Yeah, this is a new thing for you. How did you? Did somebody like push you into doing that, or did you want to do it anyway?
Well, I mean, in what way? Like to be in Stnic or
Yeah,
with
was it like a
pedals?
requirement for you to play with these guys? You had to get some pedals.
Some attention.
No, it's just something I always want to do.
Great, yeah.
Because Levi play percussion. He can make a lot of sound. Pat can play anything.
Yeah, the listeners can't see this, but we're in a room with a lot of stuff. Count them up.
Right.
It's all wired in right now.
Nice.
Yep. Shout out splitter cables and mixers.
But the saxophone's a little bit more limited.
Yeah.
The palette on its own.
And I don't want to hit my saxophone. So I have to find other way to play sound.
Yeah,
So that's why.
Well, in hitting the sax, there's not that much variety to that either.
It's true.
It's just like a clunk.
Yeah.
Justin's done it. Justin he knows exactly what happens.
I'm a little more willing to beat up my instrument. And so Charlotte's the newest member of the band. And so the music that you have released commercially, Charlotte has not been featured yet because she hadn't joined yet.
Yeah, we're trying to catch up. We've got like so much stuff, in the can. We're trying to put it out. But Charlotte's going to be on not the next tape, but the one after. I think season 4.
How much of a backlog do you have?
We have 2 other tapes that we haven't mixed or compiled, and then maybe one other DVD experience.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That is unreleased.
To emphasize the kind of multimedia aspect of this, Pat, you're very experienced with like video and like analog video type of stuff. So that is a big component here.
Yeah, no, Saint Nick was actually, I'm really interested in this streaming service called Eternal Family. And it's kind of like a very small streaming service, like a Canadian thing where they have like artists kind of that they've hired to make content for it, along with like just curating about a lot of cool film and stuff on there and like underground stuff. And so I thought of this Saint Nick group kind of in as what could have been a show to submit to
Gotcha.
Eternal Family.
Yeah.
So it was like we would perform experimental music and videotape it with weird cameras and have a bunch of projections and weird visuals going on throughout. Video. And we did end up not submitting that to Eternal Family, but we put out our own DVD, which is on our Bandcamp. And then also it's just on our YouTube. if you look up Stnic on YouTube, you can watch what was the results of those original ideas of that. And then we kind of dropped off on that and just focused on the music more pretty quickly after that.
I see.
Because that was the winter of 2023.
Yeah.
When we first kind of were working. And then now it's, it's like we've done a lot since then. That's been like we kind of try to videotape most of what we do, but we kind of stopped. But then when we finally edited that together, it was like, oh, we really want to get back to doing more video stuff, because once we finally edited that footage together, we were really happy with it.
Okay.
So we're kind of like the footage. We're excited.
The DVD.
The DVD.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is called Entertaining, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we're kind of like we're going back into that. We think it's cool. We have I don't know. Maybe we could talk about like the TV's idea a little too, or does that seem spoilery?
The TV's idea.
We have an upcoming idea that we're excited about.
Okay.
But I don't know. What do you guys think? Hold on.
What is spoil the
We have
fun?
more visual stuff. Yeah, I don't know.
I could talk about a TV thing that's not a spoiler, something that happened in the past.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Tell us about that.
Well, it was your show. You already
Yeah.
know, but people listening might not. And not to... The show was not as well attended as I would have liked. And that's not your fault at all.
It was full. Come on.
That was crazy. They were turning them away all the morning. Did you see the morning there? Everybody was
Lines all morning.
Maybe
There's a huge line out front. I don't know what
just
you're
have
talking
high
about.
expectations.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of people maybe didn't see this, but the set that you played, part of the set was a TV on like a rolling.
Yeah.
What was that?
Shout out Public Space One. We used a little cart that they have that is like really noisy. It's fun to roll.
Yeah, a little cart on wheels with a small TV on it was rolled out like halfway through your set.
Mm-hmm.
That started playing the DVD.
Yeah.
which was an interesting sort of coordination with like the projection and stuff.
It's a Levi idea.
Oh, great.
Yeah, Levi. Why don't you tell him what happened with that?
It's good to know that Levi's allowed to have ideas.
Oh, that's yes. Levi is so allowed. We are all very allowed. Just because I hear spirits doesn't mean I am the only one.
Okay, so maybe not everything is derived from the messages of the spirits.
I mean,
is it or is it not?
We kind of collect. I think we kind of tap into the same spirit.
Mm-hmm.
We have a really high. We call it our ideas per hour is like really high.
Okay.
Or ideas per minute even. Like if we get together and just start like brainstorming, it's just like lots and lots of ideas.
Great.
And
kind of out
that's
of
from
control.
everybody. I think we all kind of have
Good.
Yeah.
No, I, like this. To me, this was like why I really wanted to talk to you all as a group. Is like to learn more about your creative processes. So the rapid ideas per minute
IPMs.
Yeah.
Our IPM is incredible.
So do you, when you have these moments of generating ideas very quickly, are you like writing anything down, or is it just like the ideas you remember are the ones that actually turn into, executions? How do you record all these ideas that you generate?
You were putting some on a phone list.
Yeah.
we were trying. We try.
I feel like I don't know, Levi, you do a good job too. I mean, I feel like we all like we'll have ideas on our own. Like Levi he'll have some stuff written down, or in the last big set of ideas that we were having, I was keeping a note. And so we try to like really go hard at not just like, it's so easy to like be with your friends and come up with goofy bits and then like not do them.
Sure.
Yep. And so we try really hard to like do all that we can to make sure that we can do them. And so like taking a lot of notes.
But we also definitely just put out way more ideas than we could ever possibly do. Mm-hmm. A lot of times it's just like, the brainstorm, just like vomiting ideas on the page. But then usually by the end of it, it's like, okay, we actually want to do this and this and this.
Right.
And then we're pretty good at like getting the ball rolling on that stuff.
Sure. Could you give me an example, maybe, if you remember, of one of those ideas that maybe just didn't come to fruition?
You know, it's funny. We kind of talked recently about like how it's been wild, how we've almost done every one.
Nice.
There's one.
Like that's been something that's been fascinating. Is that like we've been able to do most of them, but yeah, I don't know.
I like that principle of like never wasting anything.
You just like,
But yeah, there's finite time in this world.
the TV one is we haven't done yet, but we were very, very talking about. What do you
It's just like
Levi's
lots of
think
variations of like, oh, we could do it this way, or we could do it this way, or we could do it this way. I don't know if I have a specific example of
There's one.
what.
We were going to make Jordan do something that he afraid of.
Oh,
I'm still going to do that.
We might
that's
still
what
do
I
that.
think, like,
Wait, is it-
some of the ideas, they stick around.
we also
and-
the sheet
yeah.
music. We were gonna have sheet music. That
Oh,
we,
yeah.
we flipped pages of sheet music during our set.
We were going to do that for the Angler show. Maybe just like all have music stands and be like flipping music. Like,
But just pretending that
yeah.
Yeah.
reading.
yeah. So like things like that. You
Those
know,
are,
just
small. There's a lot of small ideas that you know like that haven't.
small things.
But we do kind of like to think of big ideas more than small ones. I feel right. And so like those
big idea.
we prefer big ideas. Cute ideas are not really our thing.
Yeah, we let those fly away.
Those are disposable. If you let the small ideas pile up, they can become a larger idea.
We had a big idea that failed that really frustrated me. We wanted to be an eBay exclusive band.
Yeah.
So the big idea here was that you would stream our album on eBay. On eBay, there is a spot where you can upload a video to show that a product works.
Yeah. Do you have to
powered
pay
on.
to upload video there, though?
No.
No?
You just
Okay.
can only upload one, and it has to be either. It says or. It says under 1 minute or 3 minutes or something, or under 150 megabytes. And
you
so
just
I
compress it.
crunched,
Yeah.
I compressed a video of it. We had an
30-minute
hour long, we had the full album entertaining, hour long, pixelated. I tried everything. I literally, I put video over where I like show myself, because it was like we're selling a cassette on eBay. This is the cassette that you're
Yeah.
going to buy.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I wanted to show the buyer. Was the full album.
Yeah.
And so I even uploaded like a video of me putting a cassette into a cassette player, pressing play, and then slowly fading in the music and the video that went along with it. And eBay just denied it, and it didn't even say why. It just would say your upload has failed because, and it would just be blank.
Interesting.
Like I broke the eBay rules.
Yeah, maybe there's like an unstated rule that like, look, you can get if you get
just-
it under the file limit, but it's like
It's
3 hours
absurdly long. And like Jordan's saying like the F word, and you know, I don't know.
was it like an instant rejection, or like was there
No,
a
it would
process to
take
this?
a long time.
So
They would
somebody
think
might have
about it,
actually
But
watched
I
the
looked
whole
into
thing.
it. I think it's just actually they just do all AI stuff now. Like they don't even have eBay customer service. Like 'cause
Yeah.
it's just all AI.
Yeah.
And so I think that like it was like if there was a person, I think I could have got somebody to approve it, but I couldn't get in contact with anybody.
Wow.
So that was a big idea that failed.
Yeah.
But we're back. We're back on eBay now. We're just not streaming, but we're selling gear.
Yeah.
Nice. I like the idea of like, no Bandcamp, no streaming services, no social media or anything, just eBay.
Yeah, let's get down to business, if you know what I mean.
I think it's a really good idea for like a major commerce platform to not have any human like intervention at all. Like people's like home addresses, all their bank information, all of that should be run just by like a faceless machine. Yeah, you don't ever want to be able to contact a person who like has any sort of
Yeah.
ethical or should we play an example of some of your music? I think that might benefit
Yeah.
people hearing this. I
Saying
have I have your album The Lie, which I think is the most recent thing you've released, right?
Yeah.
The Lie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there any track in particular on that? There are quite a few tracks. Any that you feel would be like very representative of what you do?
Here, let me think. Let me just give it one look. I love the names on this one. Very memorable. V5, V6.
Yeah, the Lie is separated into
Retract it.
like two performances, right? V
Yeah. Well,
and
It's actually 3
Voodoo.
performances, but one of them, so Voodoo and The Way It Really Is.
that's what that is.
So those were sort of like we tried during this season to like improvise to a word, and so or a phrase in The Way It Really Is.
The Way It Really Is.
The way it really is.
That's just the way it really
That's
is.
the way it really is. We really like that. I'm glad you got a kick out of that too. But anyways, so we did 2 30-minute sessions for both of those. So that, I don't know. And then we had one other session that we didn't have.
I don't think we named it.
We didn't have a word attached to it, and so that one I think falls on the voodoo side. But anyways, I don't know. We do have the single.
That's what I knew you were going to do.
Call it the single.
I knew you were going to do it.
Is it crazy?
One of these tracks is a single?
We like to consider one of them as the single.
This
and
is an idea that we haven't
yeah,
seen through yet.
this is a big
either.
idea.
Yeah.
We wanted to do a music video and a single to this track.
It's
Okay.
gonna. Yeah,
We should
the
probably do
video
it.
is gonna do
Let me
it.
just
now we
one
have to-
second.
now we have to do
I
it.
think it's the way it really is 3.
I think
Yes.
it is 3. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Do
way
it.
it really is 3. Okay,
If not, I'm gonna like whatever else it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna play this.
It's either 3 or 4.
Well, let's try 3.
4.
All right, I'm seeing some shaking head, so it's probably not 3.
It's 4.
We should
Not-
try 4.
But I like this one.
This was
This
good.
one's cool. Maybe we should
There's some
just play
cool
this one.
piano.
Maybe we should just play this one. What do you think?
Yeah, just leave it.
Just leave
Yeah, just leave it.
Well,
I like
we'll,
this one. I like
we'll listen to this one for a few minutes.
I enjoy being good, being seen, being appreciated, pulling my weight. Weight. We're in the way of that bad traffic, weighted and lifted, power and pulling and pulled. I'm a recognizer of fear. I'm an uprooter with strong, real roots. I'm a tree, free, I'll do it for free. A purveyor of the pie. No, I don't even mind anymore that the cheese is different. I don't need it to fill me out anymore. I can black hole and turn back into stardust. It's a golden year. It's a golden year. It's an eternity. Fucking anything, forever, all things forever, all things must pass. I picked it a fucking year ago, and now here I am, passing.
So that was part 3 of The Way It Really Is from the Lie album by Stnic. So was that you on bass right at the end there?
Oh yeah, I
Okay.
got busy on the bass.
All right,
there.
Jordan picked up the bass for the last 5 seconds of that track.
Yeah, got 2 F words in, and got busy on the bass.
Yeah, this is a podcast where you are allowed to use profanity, so that is allowed. That will not be censored. when
Just
people-
not on eBay.
Yeah, right. You cannot in the seller's video section of eBay. That's not allowed.
They look out for that.
Okay, so that's not the single, but I did think that was a nice,
Yeah, it's nice.
concise kind of idea thing there.
Yeah.
Okay, from my understanding, The Way It Really Is, all of that. So there's several numbered tracks there that goes from 1 through 8 on the album. That was all 8 of those were recorded as one, like continuous recording, right?
2.
2. Okay, that was split into 2.
Yeah, there's
Gotcha.
2 30-minute recordings that we take the best of. And I think either it was the Way It Really Is side.
So
or,
are you like
or
selecting the
Voodoo.
best parts of that?
Yes,
and
that's
splicing
kind of
together?
how our
Okay,
process has
gotcha.
gone. Like we
Gotcha.
consider it, so seasons. We had a season in the basement, that's what we would call it, where we do 3 to 5 sessions of hour sessions where we do 30 minutes, take a break, do another 30 minutes. And then season 2, which was The Lie, was in this room right over here. That's Levi and the pianos. And then season 3, we went in the garage. And the different spaces, sometimes we bring different instruments to them. And then season 4 was a couple of live shows and when Charlotte joined.
Gotcha.
And so, yeah. And now we're on phase 2, season 1.
So this is like a Marvel Cinematic Universe plan.
Basically.
But anyways, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, now that we've listened to a bit, I think that helps with the understanding of the process.
Haunted.
Yeah, that's maybe well, it went away.
That might be this chord. Ellie was wondering why there was a little noise like that going on the tape of the track she recorded this morning.
Oh, okay.
That sounded like what it was. So I'll tell her.
It's one of them ghosts.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so getting into one of these seasons, and if I recall correctly, you said a season is.
I'm so sorry. Is it me?
Is it you? I don't know. It could be.
Does
my
it look
phone,
like
too.
it's my track? Like
No, it's this. It's the phone.
it's the ghosts.
Phone.
They said, "Why did you play that one?"
Play the single. Play the single.
Follow the true destiny.
Something with this
Yeah.
cable. I'll plug that back in when we listen to another track. So, in a few minutes, when I start to play a track and nothing happens, it's because I unplugged it.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so a season, you have a space, and then you have 2 half-hour sessions. That's a season?
Well, no, we have like 4 or 5.
That's one session of one season.
session of a season. A season
Yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like for example, that track we just listened to, what happens before you hit record?
A lot of setup,
Yeah.
Like physical setup.
physical setup,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but that's it. Nothing else happens before we hit record.
I usually get into a crazy headspace of trying to plug things in, and it's like Levi and Jordan just talk about books and stuff.
So it takes you longer to set up than.
I'm trying to, yeah. And
I mean,
always
Jordan just kind of shows up with a notebook.
They
down.
always want to help, but I don't know how to like explain certain things to do or what. I don't know, and I'm always like way less prepared than I should be because I'm doing something else.
But that's part of the process.
But yeah, so the part of the, we just try and set up and sound check very briefly, and then we step out of the room, and then we like try and like just like get out of that headspace a little before we press record, like so that way when we go down, we don't have to like do any setup. We can just go down, and I'll look at them, and I'll just say, "You ready? Okay, pressing it," and then we go.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So Jordan, sometimes you have some words prepared.
Yeah.
But you're not exactly thinking like, I'm going to read this section, then this. You
Yeah.
decide in the moment usually, right?
Typically, that's the case. I'll just bring a couple notebooks or phone notes or
Yeah.
things like that, and I try to let myself just listen. There's, human. I'm a human being. There's certain things that I'll kind of have been working through in the lead up to us recording.
So there might be a certain idea that you do want to express.
Can be, yeah, but I try to not put too much pressure on that happening. If anything, like when I have that, I've kind of put not really a rule on myself, but I'm like, I'm not going to start right away with that thing.
Right.
I'm going to if it comes
See
out
if,
later, sure,
natural
great,
place
but-
for it
Yeah.
comes up. Yeah. And then, so the one we just listened to, I don't want to leave you out, Charlotte, but, but the one we just listened to, like Pat, Levi, are you just going like solely intuition in terms of like what instruments and what stuff you're playing? Are you thinking compositionally at all prior?
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, no. I sometimes I have my little sequencer where I'll build like a series of voices that I can access somewhat quickly. That's about all the extent of the preparation. Or I'll choose a couple DVDs or CDs or records that I'm going to sample throughout, but nothing too specific in terms of how I'm going to do it. I will be like jamming out throughout the week, and I'll be like, whoa, that was really cool when I like use that effect with this or whatever. And so sometimes I'll try to
So that
remember,
might come back.
but then when the moment comes, it's just so hard to like think. You just have to do. Like, it's just such a pressure to do.
Right.
So
right,
like
right.
I ultimately never end up doing the things that I prep for myself, and I just end up
I feel
improvising.
like kind of the same for me. It's like I'm not really thinking about what I'm going to do, but I do have pretty much always like a different setup. Like I'm bringing different things, different toys, and like maybe I have an idea like, oh, I want to try putting this thing on the cymbal. And maybe I've never done it before, but like that's one of the things I want to do in that session and stuff like that. Just like it's more like about what I'm physically working with, but not any preconceived
Putting
ideas.
yourself, you have different tools, a different toolbox every time.
Yeah.
And I assume like your setup's similar.
Yeah, in a way, it's like mine has just become a thing where it doesn't get changed. It just grows. Everything comes back, and there's just new things on top now.
Okay.
But yeah.
So it's more complicated. It takes longer to set up. There's more.
I'm always like, I'm
there's
going to
more
go a
that could
little
go
minimal
wrong.
next time, guys.
So-
and then it's just the moment comes, and I'm like, I need everything.
Yeah. So there's like more pressure and more frenzy.
Yeah, it makes me crazier, but
Yeah.
sometimes it works.
That's kinda cool.
When it
Yeah.
works, it's cool. But when it doesn't, you're just like, what am I doing? Like, why do I have 15 things plugged in? But yeah.
As long as you can get something to happen.
Yeah.
You know, like
Dead
make
air
some
is
noise,
hard
please.
for me, but it's also like we talk about how it'd be cool to have some moments of silence, and it really hits when like we have like moments where we break, and
That's a tough thing to learn in like collective improvisation is like how to leave a gap.
yeah,
It's a lot. I don't know. The impulse is like just fill as much as possible, but
totally.
then it's just constant like a wall of whatever forever.
And also trying to expand ideas. So like we have a tendency to like break off and do different movements like a lot throughout the 30 minutes. So we'll, rather than like have one idea last for a while or try and like really explore a certain area, I'll be really quick to jump to different places and then afterwards be like, wish I would have lived in that longer.
Oh, okay.
Like that, as well as gaps, I think just living in moments longer is
Letting stuff
another
stretch out a
difficult
bit.
thing, but
Yeah.
always like seems really great when it happens.
Yeah, it's hard because you don't like you yourself are getting bored, or you're like anxious that a listener would get bored,
Right,
If something
right.
isn't changing. Okay, Charlotte. Given that these guys had already been through 3 seasons before you auditioned and earned your spot in the band, how do you feel? Like, do you feel like you're kind of jumping into their process, or do you feel like you have changed their process at all, or like how's that going? How is your integration going?
I don't think I changed them.
Yeah.
I think I fit in,
Yeah.
but not purposely.
Okay,
Like
it just
it's
kind of
very
works.
natural.
Yeah.
I think they are the creative director, and I just do whatever they tell me. In a way, like, the next project is this. Oh yeah, the spirit tells me what to do.
Right. The spirit
But-
tells them, and then they tell you.
Yeah.
It's not a cult. I promise.
Soon you'll hear the spirits.
Okay.
Just listen.
I'm feeling.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with it. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm new.
Sure. Yeah.
So I just want to try different things. But of course, we came up with new ideas together.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it feels like it's an easy fit, and you also feel like you are kind of following right now.
Yeah.
So maybe as you spend more time as a quartet, maybe you'll, start to influence the process in your own way.
I hope I did already.
Well-
But they're not telling me.
Sure.
Yeah.
They don't want you to know yet what
Yeah.
what you've altered in the process. maybe it would be a good idea to listen to, because you have recorded together, the four of you. We can maybe listen to something from that recording.
Yeah.
And now I do have to plug this back in. We'll see if it makes the haunted noises again.
And this is just kind of tapping into the end of what was like a long sort of run. So I don't know. Yeah, it's not like perfectly.
Yeah, this is something that hasn't been released to the public yet. Of course. How recently was this recorded?
Geez, that's a tough question. I think it was the fall. It was probably like September or something like that.
Okay, so like 6 months ago or so.
Yeah.
Was it that long ago?
Wait, with me?
Was the possum one.
Oh, that was after the angler, wasn't it?
No. After Christmas? Because my pedals.
Maybe January. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was probably this year.
Yeah. Do you document, or do you just record it and then, you just have a tape and you don't know when it happened?
I guess I don't document. I don't know. I guess I don't document.
Okay, that's an interesting part of the whole process too. It's like if you don't know when this is from, it's like you come to it with like a totally fresh understanding because you don't even remember probably, right?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah. All right, so we'll listen to the last few minutes of this recording, which I don't know. I don't know when it happened, but Charlotte is a part of this, so we'll hear her contributions here.
In my panic, I had hit her earring, causing it to pierce the skin on her neck. Blood was coming down her shoulder, staining her shirt. We looked at each other, together in this tent, on a remote Tasmanian beach, with an angry possum stalking outside. I said I was sorry, but there was nothing more I could do beyond feeling ashamed. The next morning over breakfast, we all tried to replicate the sound of the possum screaming. We took turns retelling the story from our own perspectives about how we had been assailed by this demon creature in the night. Sabelle's bleeding became a part of the joke, another indication of our failure to live in the wild. Though in the end, it wasn't fair how we portrayed the possum, casting it as the villain. After all, it had been our presence that attracted it. We'd been lazy and left out our food. We'd drawn it in, only to chase it away when it approached. In time, we all become hungry.
Yeah, we got cable glitches
You're joining
adding to the recording.
You're in the group now.
Yes, we accept you, Justin.
That's the spirit talking.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I might need a new cable. I don't know. there was a nice moment in there of like exactly what we were talking about, where like it was the part where you got to the possum screaming, and there was like a hole there. There was nothing sort of covering you up as you said that, which kind of like added some emphasis to the words.
Which is kind of why I feel like I wanted that part to be shown. I like why I like that part. It's because it has the whole
And you were doing actually part of that sounded like exactly like a flute for like a brief moment. I assume that was you.
I think so.
I'm pointing at Charlotte. I know. I just realized no one can hear me pointing.
Point loudly. I don't know, because like sometimes I play acoustically just through the microphone, so like it's obviously a saxophone sound.
Right, yeah.
But when you put like delay pedal and reverb, sometimes it come out the speaker. It doesn't sound like a saxophone.
Yeah, it
and
transforms.
Like, is that Pat or me? It doesn't matter. Like it's just like I don't know.
Like even while you're recording it, you don't know.
Yeah. And it's just loud. I don't know.
You're just
what
putting something in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I accidentally put on a saxophone voice on my keyboard while
really?
Charlotte's playing, and I'm like, I should probably change voices.
That's a fun thing to do, though. Like my improv trio Wombat, we do annual Christmas recordings.
Oh, cool.
And we all live in different places now, so we do this over Zoom. And the last one, instead of playing, we don't have to be in sync, so we can.
Yeah.
The last one, I played like a really cheesy MIDI sax on my old keyboard instead of getting my sax out, and it's fun. I like it.
Cool. You have just an approval on the saxophone, the toy saxophone.
Yeah, you should have both.
Yeah.
Like real and fake sax.
Yeah.
Just really challenge the listeners to which is which. I'm just confused and disoriented.
Yeah. I'm sorry, my house is so haunting the.
Oh no! I was just thinking about like the visual and performance aspects of the one time I've seen you play. Actually, how many times have you played live together?
4.
And 2 of those are in Portland, right?
Mm-hmm. We're
plus twice on the train.
Oh,
which
that's 6 times.
Had an audience of 1 or 2 people.
That's true.
Each time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, did you take? Yeah, you took a train all the way from here to Portland,
Minneapolis to Portland.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, Minneapolis.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And you played on the train.
We played on the train. We waited till like people were asleep, and then we went in the observation car, and there was like a couple folks in there doing, because sometimes people can't sleep or whatever, so they hang out.
Yeah.
But we went for it, and it worked out really well, actually.
See, these are the big ideas we're talking about.
Yeah.
We did it. We made that one happen.
We
Train
performed
show.
on the train.
Yeah.
And we have video of it, which we're kind of compiling, and we also shot a film on the train. I don't know if that'll be like some kind of DVD, CD thing where we put out a film that comes with like these performances on it, or what, or if but really excited about what we got on the train. I think everything we got on the train was really cool.
Nice, yeah. And you don't do anything without recording it, right?
No, we sometimes we accidentally screw up and don't have a recording, but we only have recorded. Every single time we've been together, we've tried to record.
Sure.
Like sometimes I've flipped the tape and then I've made mistakes.
Right.
The Angler might be the exception.
Oh yeah, the Angler
we didn't
perform
because we were sending the sound to the house.
Oh,
so we didn't do it through your
That's true.
So
that's true.
Yeah.
So live, that's something we're getting used to. Is
I didn't record that, did I?
I don't know. You should check your files.
No, I didn't record that. I would have had we talked about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. We were nervous.
Yeah.
We had only had a show at Paradise, and then we were playing at the Engler Theater after Bernie Sanders.
We've now mentioned all 6. Oh, right. Yeah, that was the same day.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about, the line out
big
front
line.
for our show. That was
the Bernie.
People were, they were early. They were
now,
early. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I thought it was just an absurdist joke. But
it was true.
Yeah,
there were lines.
That's the thing about us. You don't know what's a lie and what's true.
Yeah. Okay, so we have now accounted for all 6 performances. 2 on the train, 2 in Portland, 1 at the Angler, 1 at Paradise. All
right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
One more.
Wait, one.
Is it 7 then?
Oh,
What else was there?
It was my recital.
Oh, you guys performed it. Okay, great.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I missed that.
No, it's all good.
That looked like it would have been a great thing to see.
It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Charlotte just brought the hard drive. We might have some video of that too.
I do, yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So maybe you can see it digitally.
Yeah. Maybe this is worth going into. Charlotte, you are like a saxophone doctoral student, right?
Yes.
Are you done with that yet, or
almost
done with it?
my finger crossing?
How? So you're kind of like expanding your palette. You're moving. You're broadening your saxophone playing experience past the bounds of like traditional classical saxophone performance. How has that been? Has there been, since you did this as part of like your recital, how was that was there any pushback against that among like the more traditional parts of the School of Music?
Well, part of the reason I did it because I'm done with my degree recital.
Oh, okay.
And so I could do whatever I like. Yeah. And I was like, well, Foxman is so nice. Mm-hmm. And as a student, I don't have to pay. So I was like, let's take advantage. And I don't need any professor's approval or like any grades. And I was like, why not do anything I like?
Okay, that's great. So this was not like this recital that you did.
Was not.
It was just for you. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Solely for me. And called my friends. They were like, well, this is the most fun recital I've ever been. So I feel successful. But
yeah, totally.
I mean, music, it's moving forward. There are classical music, there's jazz, but there's this kind of improv and people should know about it. Yeah. Instead of like, some people were like, oh, what are you doing in your recital tonight? I was like, oh, improv. Oh, you play jazz? But people need to know improv is beyond
something
jazz
even less structured.
Yeah. So, no, I love it. I think if you spend so much time on an instrument, like me, I'm getting a doctorate degree.
Yeah.
Just go explore different music.
Yeah. Totally.
If you never try, then you never know where you like it. Mm-hmm. And in this case, I love it.
Yeah. And I feel like saxophone, especially, like, why limit yourself to like the music of the past when it's like, it's the devil's instrument. It's the instrument of the future. Like it should be pushing forward because that's like it shouldn't exist, you know?
That's true.
The saxophone is a crime. The instrument's existence is like, you know, defying the authorities.
It's true. Like the license of the instrument pattern almost didn't get passed by law by the Paris people.
Yeah.
But we're legal now. We're a legal instrument.
That's too bad. That's kind of too bad.
We'll have to talk about that.
Yeah. It's the saxophone is just it's an obscenity, and so like why play like, you know, Bach on it? Anyway, so I was thinking about the show you played at the Angler, where I was working, and at the start of the set, Jordan is seated and has a sheet completely covering him. So to anyone watching, I mean, they might not have known a person was even there, right?
That's the idea.
Yeah. Did you think about that? Was that like a planned thing, or just
I told him like 15 minutes before we I was like, I think I'm gonna put this over me and go with that. And it was kind of one of those ideas where like they all said really quickly like, oh, sure, yeah, you can do that, and just got out there, got under it, and didn't know when I was going to come out, honestly.
Yeah,
for some of it. But it was kind of like the idea is just like a disembodiment of the voice. I think that's something that was where that was coming from, and like I have other ideas of like ways to do that, but that ended up being when it came down to showtime, I was like, well, I've got this piece of fabric that you can put over me, and I did that. Yeah,
right on.
It was a weird sight to see from my perspective. When I looked up at one point and I saw him under it, I was like, what's going on? We're at the England Theater, you know, and like, how did we even get here? And Jordan's under a curtain. I felt very much like a dream when I was like saw it, because I didn't really even know that he was going to do that. Like, he brought it up to me and I was just like, yeah, man. And like, I'm just like thinking about some stuff on my own end.
Yeah, you're struggling to set up your own equipment.
Yeah, exactly. And so it was cool. I'm glad you did that. It was cool.
Yeah, it was fun. It was like, I think like 10 minutes into it, I kind of forgot where I was a little bit, which was really a cool experience.
Oh yeah, that's a cool thing to do to yourself, like as a performance, like to make yourself completely just dissociate.
Truly, yeah.
I think that is a good,
and then come out from that and like, oh yeah, here we are.
Yeah. How did it feel to emerge, I guess?
That's what I'm saying. It was really tough to figure out when to emerge, and I didn't want it to be like this big emergence of any sort.
Right, okay.
So actually I used the squeaky cart as my opportunity to kind of like peel myself out of the cocoon. And we had a break. We had a little middle portion. And so then that was nice where I came back out and I wasn't under the fabric.
You didn't
anymore.
go back. You didn't go back.
No. Once I was out, I was good. But yeah, it was kind of complicated for that. But I did a longer form reading while I was under there, and that was kind of helpful to just kind of settle in.
Okay.
And also just like part of the experience then for us playing together is listening to each other. So to not, I don't know, with our stuff, it's like I'm not a front man. I'm not like. Doing often that, and people want that.
The vocalist is like, the leader.
This is the quickest way to be like, no, you're not able to do that. Like, here,
I'm not just a pretty face.
I am.
Sorry.
Look at everybody else, okay? Look at what they're doing. Yeah.
But then your face was on the screen behind us.
Which is so true.
Yeah. Eventually,
didn't really think of that.
They didn't get to see it. Yeah. I forgot. I was going to ask something else, but I came up with that brilliant joke of I'm not just a pretty face, and it just
was a really good one.
That totally left. Okay, so when the TV is wheeled out, I thought of another thing that happened. One of my coworkers wheeled the TV out, and it came unplugged as it was being wheeled out. So like another wrench was thrown into the
spirit, we could say.
Yeah, the whole vibe of this is like intuition, improvisation, and then like one little bit that we had planned also gets sabotaged in the attempt.
Yeah,
we live for that.
Which it just adds another oh, cool.
Yeah.
Like this is the kind of creation where that is like welcomed and celebrated.
I think I told Levi recently, I don't know why I love mistakes. I don't know why, but I love them.
I was just thinking of one of our Portland shows. So kind of to take like, not a mistake, but just like the environment, so we were playing in this, basically a bar, and there was another concert that was sound checking above us, really loud.
It was like Gabe's like upstairs downstairs situation.
I've been there.
Yeah, and so the band before us, which I won't. Yeah, but they were like really like upset about it and like almost didn't want to play.
Yeah, I don't think I can do my thing with this music going on while he's ringing a meditation bell. Walk around.
Was it like Gabe's where it's the same venue?
It was the same venue. Okay. Like, and then the person that ran the show was like, I can't do anything about it.
And for us, we were like so into it. Like it was just like added to our sound. Like we were like basically incorporating the sound of the band above us into our set. It was just rolling with it.
There was a brief period before the pandemic where I was like the booker at Yacht Club. So,
cool.
Downstairs.
Justin Lore.
And and then of course ground level is Studio 13 where it's more of like a party, like
bass bumping.
We're above ground.
Yeah.
We're having loud fun.
Yeah.
And so like maybe at least half of the shows that I booked there, halfway through the show, you just suddenly hear extremely loud bass booming over.
Yeah, that's tough.
It can be very frustrating. But with the right performers and the right type of art, you can incorporate it.
There's somebody in the crowd even that was, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, he was.
Went over to the bar and complained.
Yeah.
I've had the same thing at Gabe's where like a DJ will start outside on the patio while there's still a show happening, like on the other side of a thin door.
It's amazing.
But what can you do? It's
just lean in.
You got to embrace the liveliness of the city.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely
stuff's happening. This is a real place.
Yeah.
Art is not,
allowed to
it
be.
doesn't occur in a vacuum, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're out.
Yeah. Well, we are nearing an hour. I think we've had a very productive conversation. I've learned a lot about your process. Do you have anything coming up that you would like people to know about?
This big release, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, we got
More big ideas
we
coming.
got some, more tapes coming out, but the big thing is the film. I think really excited about this film we shot on the train.
Yeah.
Really
It was
excited.
everything was shot on the train?
Yeah,
Yeah. I guess how long were you on the train? That's probably a long one, right?
38 hours.
Each way.
Each way, yeah.
We did the math.
All right.
We did the math. It was a complete tie. We were 76 hours on a train and 76 hours in Portland. And we looked at it, so I was like, what kind of group of three would all agree to do that?
Yeah. Well, if it's half and half, like you got to perform on the train.
We had to do
then, right?
something.
Yeah,
we had to do something. Yeah. It was like, that was the first thought, was like, oh, well, we should perform on the train. That'd be cool. And then it was like, oh, if we're bringing our stuff, we should try and get gigs. And then, yeah, so we ended up getting
Right, the
gigs.
train gigs were the priority, and then
Wait. Honestly, yeah. So playing on the train was why you got on the train
Well,
initially?
Jordan's cousin,
part, yeah.
Jordan's cousin lives in
Tim,
Portland.
shout
Cousin
out.
Tim, he played. He also played with us in Portland.
Yeah.
So Jordan's cousin lives in Portland. Me and Levi both had spring break,
Right.
and my friend Evan lives in Portland, and so I was like, a band trip. And Charlotte, I'm sorry, we didn't have you in the group yet.
It's okay.
And so, yeah, we want to add a scene in the film where Charlotte is really sad that we didn't include her.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Next time they spend 40 hours
yeah.
on a train, you will be
yeah.
invited.
Yeah. Don't you want to do that?
Sure.
But yeah. So we just were like, oh, let's visit our friends, and and we'll play on the train, and we'll visit our friends and play on the train. But then, since we had our stuff, we just tried to book shows, and we literally just asked like one place, and they got us. It worked, and then my friend Evan got us another one. So yeah, it was just kind of quickly arranged.
Yeah. So there will be a film.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Well, I kind of want to call it Emergency Exit,
Oh,
but
the spirit.
we'll see. The Spirit. I screwed up.
Is there
I just lost my whole life.
is there like a climactic moment where somebody opens the emergency exit and jumps off the train?
Well, you can get him off the train.
But just like we're around every window's an emergency exit, so it's just like it just says emergency exit like
Everywhere.
all the time in the film, and like I don't know, I just saw Dancer in the Dark. Me and Levi went to Dancer in the Dark. Lars von Trier, crazy movie, and like Lars von Trier's first movie or one of them. We started it recently, some people and I, and it just said the title on the screen like the whole time, and they were like, "Oh,
For the
this will
whole
be
movie?
cool." Yeah, and like we
That's
were
cool.
not really into it, but I just think that like to use that as a reference. Anyways,
Yeah.
but yeah, the film. Be on the lookout for the film, Stnic the film.
Saint Nick is on Bandcamp. It's stnic.bandcamp.com. What's your eBay page?
Saint Nick. I think it's Saint Nick IC. Yeah,
666.
It was. I changed it. I think it might be Saint Nick 666.
That might be why they rejected the video. eBay has a strict anti-Antichrist policy.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, it's not Saint Nick 666 anymore. I changed it to Saint Nick IC because I wanted it to be
Uniformity.
cohesive with the Bandcamp.
Right. You want the same
Yeah,
username everywhere.
Yeah.
You guys on TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff?
We on all of it. No, we're not.
YouTube. We're on YouTube.
YouTube's a really important place for Saint Nick.
Yeah. Free video uploads, unlimited. Yeah,
You can buy our DVDs, but we will put it on our YouTube.
All right, cool. Well, if anyone happens to be listening to this in the near future, I'm doing a live Rock Hard Caucus thing at Film Scene that I would like people to attend, raising money for the Iowa Trans Mutual Aid Fund. All proceeds going to the Iowa Trans Mutual Aid Fund. Pay what you can, tickets. So please pay everything that you can because it's a good thing to spend money on.
Yeah.
Hey, it's me. I'm editing the episode now and realizing I didn't say the date of the damn show. The Rock Hard Caucus live show at Film Scene is happening on May 7th. Please come out to Film Scene on May 7th. And while I'm here, I should also reiterate, because I plugged this on the Rock Hard Caucus podcast. I'm also playing a show at Hell in Iowa City on May 10th, along with Denny Richards and D. Jean-Baptiste. If you're into the music that St. Nick plays, we also are doing, kind of loose instrumental improvisatory kind of stuff at this show. So May 7th, film scene, May 10th at Hell. I'll see you there. I do end every episode of this with music, though, so maybe we could play the single.
Oh, yes.
Let's do it.
Yeah? Okay, so you think that number 4 is the single.
I'm thinking actually it's number 2 now. The way
Oh,
it really
no.
is.
For
too.
real?
Yeah.
No.
No.
So it's one of the tracks from The Way It Really Is.
Yeah. It's 2.
Okay.
For real?
It's 2?
It's 2.
You sure?
He's
Yeah.
saying 2.
All right, we're going to play 2.
It's going to be 2.
If I see you shaking your heads again, I'm switching to 4, okay?
Okay.
Let's try 2.
Oh,
Okay, this is it. So this is the single.
Just picture Jordan with sunglasses on and like really high art video. Really high art.
All right, thanks for listening, everybody. We're going out with The Way It Really Is 2 by St. Nick.
How crazy is it that I just watched a plane fly across the sky? I said, how crazy is it? I just watched a plane fly across the sky. Be a worm.